Amber Rain Smith, thank you so much for joining me. How you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So I wanted to start at the beginning, but literally at the beginning, because yesterday was your birthday, right? If I
Yes,
understand,
it was.
did you do
You've
anything
done your
fun or have
research.
any
I love
fun plans
that.
this weekend?
I actually have a paint party that I'm doing at a new business that I just opened called Kiki Mats ATL. So we do custom doormat paint parties. So I'll be celebrating there.
All right. Yeah, talk a little bit about that. So beyond acting, the paint business, what drew you to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so I actually had the grand opening September 28th, so we're brand new. It's a custom doormat paint party business. So, you know how you do like sip and paints with canvases, but you do it with doormats. So you choose a stencil, your colors, and paint. It's a lot of
Well, that
fun.
yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. Where you grew up, where you went to school, and what first drew you to acting.
So I'm from Atlanta and I went to school here. I went to Georgia State and studied theater there. And the bug kind of bit me. I actually wanted to be a model. My dream was to be a Victoria's Secret angel. I'm only 5'7", so I don't know how that would have worked out. But so I stayed in Atlanta to pursue that. And acting was kind of just like the natural progression for me. I, built my network here and then I started doing like short films and I was like, there's something to this. I had done acting or I took theater in high school as well, but I really started taking it seriously in college. And actually, funny enough, Taylor Polidor, who plays Kimmy in Beauty and Black, she had an improv class that she started here in Atlanta, and I joined it. And I didn't know her at all then, so it's just like a full circle moment to be here with her now.
And what was your major in college? Did you say?
It was communications.
Oh, communications. Okay,
Yeah.
that's my
Hmm.
major too.
Oh, cool.
I
It makes sense for you.
Right. Well, yeah, and I didn't know. Like, I feel like when you major in something, especially a lot of like actors and actresses I've interviewed, it's like, yeah, I had some sort of fallback plan. I majored in, I don't know, psychology or business or something, you know. So I don't know how many said, yeah, I went to school for acting, and I knew from 10 years old that's what I was going to do. Um, so it sounds like it was a
Right.
little bit more broad, the what you majored in, but obviously you chose to pursue your acting career.
Yeah, yeah. I did have a fallback plan. I was gonna go into, PR work actually and, represent artists and things like that. But yeah, the acting bug bit me and hasn't let me loose.
So then what was your first big break after school when it was like, okay, this is definitely my career and not just acting on the side on top of being a college student.
Actually, that was about I want to say about 3.5 years ago, where I said, I'm gonna go all in on this thing. I'm gonna take it seriously and take it as far as I can. I was a full-time stand-in on a show called Games People Play that was on BET. And I auditioned for a role and I got the role. And from there I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna bet on myself. And 3 years later, here we are. And I haven't, had a traditional job since. So this is it full time.
And it's working out pretty well for you.
It
Your new show
is.
coming up. We're taping this in October, so coming up October 24th on Netflix, Beauty and Black. It's a Tyler Perry show. So talk a little bit about that, um, and what the show's all about.
So Beauty in Black is about two women who are on two totally different paths who actually kind of collide and their worlds collide. There's drama, there's a lot of action, there's a little violence, but it's so much fun. It's such a good show. The writing, the acting, I'm so happy to be a part of it.
And Tyler Perry has a very distinctive storytelling. So, what was it like? How did this show set it apart from some of the other projects that he has out there?
I say this show is way more raw than a lot of Tyler Perry's other shows. It's I've heard it being called a soap opera, but or a soap, but I think it's much more than that. It's very intense. It's very intense. This is nothing that you've seen before from Tyler Perry, for sure.
Okay. And from dramas like Tough Love Atlanta to westerns like Outlaw Posse, you've shown incredible range. So what's the approach and challenge switching between genres, and is there one more particular your favorite than others?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's they're all different. They all take different things from you. Because I consider myself a method actor, so I really fully immerse myself in the characters. With the Western like Outlaw Posse, it's a lot of gunslinging and knife slinging in my case. So that was like fun. You know what I mean? It was action. I was one of the guys. With Tough Love, that was more of a drama. With Beauty and Black, it's kind of all of the above. So it takes a lot, but I I love the process. I love, everything about the journey that it takes to get into the character and, really bring it to life.
Is the gunslinging shows like are those fun to do?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Outlaw Posse was so much fun. We did that in Montana, and so I got to ride horses and learn how to throw knives. So yeah, it was a ton of fun.
And on that show, you worked with Whoopi Goldberg and Cedric the Entertainer. So what was it like working with both of them, being such seasoned actors?
It was a dream. They were so sweet, and just kind, and I love that because I've always heard don't meet your heroes, but in that case, they were amazing. They were really sweet.
Do you have any dream projects and or actors, actresses that you would love to work with or co-star with?
So many, so many.
It's like
Um,
asking which kid's your favorite, right? Every actor,
yes,
every actress I would.
yes. So many. Oh, I'll give you a few. Viola Davis, love her. Regina King. Um, uh, oh, where do I want to go? Denzel, of course. Um, so many, so many. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of so many.
Yeah, of course. And other shows I wanted to talk about before we go back to Beauty and Black. You worked on shows like Wu-Tang and American Saga and The Oval that reflect important cultural moments and dynamics. So how is it important to you to be part of the projects that showcase these diverse stories?
I think it's important because we love to see represent ourselves represented on television, and I think to be able to do that is a blessing within itself, to tell those stories, like Wu-Tang. That was based in the 90s, and I'm a 90s kid, so you know to be able to do that, it was a ton of fun, but also like super cool to not reenact per se, but to show what life was like back then. So I'm really interested in like period pieces and stuff like that. So ton of fun.
Yeah. Do you feel that Hollywood's made progress in terms of representation and storytelling? And is there any changes you'd like to see in the industry?
Absolutely. I think we're off to a good start. I think just more of it, more of the diverse stories. Black people haven't always been slaves. So just seeing the different places that we've come from and the different stories. So yeah, I think we're making progress for sure.
Okay, and also talking about your work in Beauty and Black. So, how long did that show take to shoot? Where was it shot? Like, how long? I guess is the whole process of shooting a long series like that. Is it similar to a film, or is it different because there's so many episodes? I guess to record. And how long do you prepare before it? And how long does it take to shoot the whole thing?
So working with Tyler Perry is, I always say, it's like boot camp for actors because he works super fast. So I think we were filming about 2 months, for Beauty in Black, maybe a little less, maybe I say 6 to 8 weeks total. So it was super fast, not like a film. I mean, a film could be done in about that time, but series, TV shows usually take a little bit longer. But yeah, so we were in and out.
Yeah. Looking back at your career, is there a highlight, or is it this one? Is it this latest project?
Oh, for sure. This one for sure. You know, Netflix is a whole different beast. This is a different level. So I'm excited to see how it's received, worldwide, So this is different for sure.
Is it easier because it's put out there all at once, to get that kind of that instant feedback, whether it's on social or while you're out doing press tours and that sort of thing?
I think so. I think so. I think I'm I've become accustomed to the popcorn the popcorn culture, getting fast instant gratification. So,
Good
yeah,
and
I
bad.
think I think it'll be cool for
Yeah.
people to binge and, one night or something like that and let us know what they think. So, I'm looking forward to that.
And what do your friends and family think of your career so far and everything that you've accomplished? And was your family on board from the beginning? Were they like, "Yeah, pursue this career"? Or were they like, "Oh, maybe you should have a fallback plan just in case"?
That's funny. So, yeah, my mom is my biggest supporter, and at one point, and I was like, I'm gonna stop going to college, and this is what I want to do. And she's like, okay, she wasn't sure, how it would work out because she's been in corporate America her whole life. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
she's gone the traditional route. She went to school, got her degrees, and went into her field. So this is completely different from anything that she knows. So, but now she's like, okay, I see, where you were going, and my family is over the moon. They're so excited. I've been asked forever, when are you gonna work with Tyler Perry? So here we are.
Finally, in
Finally,
2024, it became a reality. But it was only
yes.
3 years, right? I mean, after you really started to pursue this as a career, right? I mean, I would
Well, I
find that be
started
pretty
about
quick.
10 years ago, but it's been 3 years since I've been full time.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, but still, that's a fast transition to get 3 years and then move into something like this, where you got a Netflix show. It's Tyler Perry. It's worldwide.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I have to thank God, and it's all about, focusing on what you want and putting your all into that. I think I truly believe that's what it's about, not being distracted by other things, not having a plan B. I don't know if you've heard that quote from Will Smith, but you shouldn't have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
Mhm.
So that's how I got here.
Yeah, yeah. Any advice you would give to young actors or actresses that would want to follow in your footsteps and say, "Okay, I'm going to pursue this full time too"?
I would say, of course, be smart, make sure that you can take care of yourself before you just jump out there. But it takes faith for sure. So if it's something that you want truly and you believe you can get there, you can just go all in and really focus all your energy into it.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier that you played a variety of roles. So, is there one that you most feel like you have a personal connection to?
I think Rain, and I don't know if it's because our names are similar.
That's right.
But I love Rain's character, and it's only season one, but I can already see that there's a lot of depth to her, and I'm really looking forward to exploring that more in future seasons. But Rain is she's a good friend, she's humble, she's I think she's a good person, and unfortunately, she winds up in some tricky situations, But I think she's so relatable and she's so real and raw, and yeah, I like Rain a lot.
Okay. And as your professional career goes, how do you balance your professional and personal life? I know you're a new mom. So is that difficult to work and be a mom? And how do you get away from it all and relax?
Yeah, there are difficulties, but I think it's all about just having a good support system, and I do have that. So I'm very thankful. I have a nanny who's been with us since I started working on this project, and my mom lives close by, so it's helpful to have that support system. But also finding time for myself, just getting into the groove of it. It's a different experience, of course. But I'm finding my footing.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, owning a business now or having investment in it, and it's painting, right? So,
Yeah.
was that always a passion of yours as well?
Well, I actually love painting. So I found the brand and I actually opened the franchise. So when I found it, I was like, this looks like so much fun, and we don't have anything like this in Atlanta. So yeah, so that's why I decided to open that.
Okay. And beyond Beauty and Black, any other projects or anything in your future, or where would you like to see yourself in, say, 5 or 10 years from now?
5 or 10 years, maybe a superhero, some psychological thrillers, really into those. I'm open. I'm open. The sky's the
Open to
limit.
anything? Okay, anything and everything. Do you still wake up and pinch yourself and say, "I can't believe this is my life, and I get to do like something that I've always dreamt of doing since college or maybe even before?"
Yes, yes, I do. It's surreal for sure. I'm living the dream, really.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Amber Rain Smith, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and best of luck to you in your career. And I can't wait to check out the new show, October 24th on Netflix, Beauty and Black.
Thank you, Larry. Thanks for having me.